Welcome back to Brandon Sports, everybody. Hope you have an amazing day. I'm here to give you guys my SmackDown review for March 6, 2026. Before we get into the review, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, to the channel for more content headed your way, share it with your friends and family to help the channel continue to grow. Now, my overall thoughts about this show is that this show is absolutely an embarrassment. It was abysmal. This show was depressing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not exaggerating. I know I come on here every single week and rip these shows. I told you guys the best show that came on for WWE this entire year was Saturday Night's Main Event in January, because there was no expectations for that show whatsoever, and they knocked that show out of the park. This show is absolutely terrible. So depressing. This show was an embarrassment to professional wrestling. And if you missed this show, you didn't miss a damn thing until the main event. The first 2 hours and 40 minutes of this show was absolutely terrible. The last 20 minutes of this show, from 8 p.m. to 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time, this show was absolutely terrible. And from 10:40 until 11 p.m. Eastern Time, the show was good. But that good doesn't overwrite how horrible this show was. I'll give you my letter grade at the end. This show was abysmal. I can't believe it, even though I should believe it and I shouldn't be in shock. I can't even believe tonight's show was this bad. If I'm USA Network, I'm pulling the plug on WWE being 3 hours. And I'm going to them and telling them, you guys are going back to 2 hours. If I'm USA Network, I don't negotiate for SmackDown unless it's a decrease in the money that they get. That's how embarrassing this show was tonight. But we're going to get into every single segment. This entire show was a complete waste of time. And quite frankly, a waste of space on television tonight. I love this business of professional wrestling. I want this business to be here for generation after generation after generation. That's why I criticize the booking. Because I want it to be better and point out things that they're not doing right. That's why I criticize. I'm not doing it because, oh, you hate WWE and you're hate watching. No. I genuinely want this to be a great show. So I come on here and just have more fun and give you guys great opinions about how great the show was. I'm still going to give you guys great opinions about how horrible the show was. But this show is just so bad. It's just a depressing feeling when you watch something that you grew up loving. This show was that bad. So tonight's SmackDown was live from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. This is the post-elimination chamber of SmackDown. The Undisputed WWE Championship match between the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre versus the American Nightmare and Cody Rhodes. Also tonight we saw WWE Tag Team Championship number Contender match, a Tag Team Turmoil match that was to be determined. We saw WWE United States Championship Open Challenge match for Carmelo Hayes versus to be determined. And we saw WWE Women's Champion Jade Cargill and the Eradicator Rhea Ripley to meet face-to-face later on in the program. The Men's Elimination Chamber winner, the Viper Randy Orton, also started the show. And we had a celebration for the Irresistible Forces of Nia Jax and Lash Legend to celebrate their win of winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. This show, ladies and gentlemen, a depressing feeling watching it, but nonetheless, I'm here to give you guys my review. I love doing these reviews. Even though the shows are terrible, I still love coming on here and doing my reviews for you guys. So first, the show opens up with a video package recapping this past week's Elimination Chamber PLE. Commentary then welcomes us to the show as Randy Orton music hits. And Randy Orton makes his way down to the ring. Randy Orton then plays to the crowd. He grabs the mic and starts off by saying, "Welcome to SmackDown." He welcomes everybody to the show. Randy then says he got to the venue earlier today on time. Randy then says it was this morning and the WrestleMania sign that was already up. Randy then says he glanced at the sign throughout the day while he was doing his thing. Randy then says he is a numbers guy and he knows how many WrestleManias he has performed in. Randy then says there have been 20 of them. Randy then says he has only main evented twice. Randy then says it goes to show it doesn't matter who you are or how much you have won or how many records you have. There is no guarantee you will go to WrestleMania, much less main event the show. Randy then goes on to say, but here we are. Randy says he can say that he is going to back to the main event of WrestleMania. Randy says he has never been the guy who says he is the best when he is in the ring. Randy says he lets his peers do the talking, and a lot of them put him in that category. Randy then says men he admired growing up like Ric Flair, The Undertaker, Harley Race. Randy then says JBL would describe him as what you get when you build a wrestler from the ground up. Randy then says when he looks at the locker room and he sees the men he shares the locker room with, it makes him proud to know that he's still doing his thing after all this time, and people think he is still at the top of his game and in the spot that he is in. Randy goes on to say that this opportunity wasn't handed to him, that he actually earned this opportunity. He earned this son of a bitch. Randy then says when it comes to the main event of WrestleMania, he doesn't know who his opponent is going to be, but he will find out in a few hours. Randy then says he feels different about the two possibilities. Randy then says it could be Drew McIntyre or it could be Cody Rhodes. Randy then says it doesn't matter who it is. He is not leaving Vegas empty-handed. Randy then says he is going to Vegas with a chip on his shoulder and he is leaving with the WWE Championship around his waist. Randy then says he plans to accomplish that one way. Randy then says using the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment, RKO. And then as soon as he says RK and he goes ready to say, oh, the lights go out. Now, I'm praying that it's not Aleister Black. I'm praying that it's somebody else. I'm like, please don't let this be Aleister Black. We do not need to go back to this. Please don't let it be Aleister Black. And out comes my guy, Trick Williams. Even though I'm unbiased, I love Trick Williams. So the lights go out, and as Trick Williams makes his way to the stage, Trick says he's finally arrived. Trick then says he has voices in his head too. Trick then says they are telling him that he has a bone to pick with him. Trick then says he should be in the main event of WrestleMania getting that title shot. Trick then says he has another problem with Randy Orton. Trick then says you came out on Saturday and came to his chamber. Trick then says you stood on your tippy toes and said that he was not 6'5". Trick then says he is in Randy's ring and Randy wants him to measure up. Trick then mentions his lemon pepper steppers. And as soon as he says his lemon pepper steppers, Randy Orton hits him with an RKO. And that was the end of that segment. Now, I'm not going to hate on that segment too much because it was just Randy Orton coming out talking about winning the Elimination Chamber. I had no problem with that. But to me, they brought Trick Williams out here, even though I don't want him to be embarrassed like this, even though it's not embarrassing to take an RKO. But for me personally, they put Trick Williams out here just for the crowd, for him to get a pop. Okay, fine. But what are we doing with Trick Williams? I told you guys now that we're in March and we're gearing towards WrestleMania, even though it doesn't feel like it for goodness sakes. We need to get Trick Williams lined up with Carmelo Hayes for WrestleMania. That's the match I've been telling you guys I want to see for the past couple months now. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes for the U.S. title, because I know that feud, if they book it right, which this company just does not know how to do, if they can book this show or book this feud to be right, it'll be very, very good. And it'll be a great show at WrestleMania and a great match and a great showing for both of these guys. But it was, again, a nothing segment. Randy Orton just came out there and basically just told you guys how he felt about winning the Elimination Chamber. After that, we then take a look at Carmelo Hayes talking to Nick Aldis. Nick says Hayes is doing a great job as champion. Nick then says he has been getting requests from all over the world, and he has one that is a tremendous one. Hayes then says he will wait until he gets to the ring to find out because he didn't want Nick Aldis to tell him. Carmelo Hayes then makes his way down to the ring for the first match of the night. Now, I'm like, okay, Carmelo Hayes is doing an open challenge. And the one thing I said to myself after I get ready to reveal who came out, but one thing I'm saying to myself is, man, Carmelo Hayes is really doing a good job. And this is why I want Trick Williams to face him at WrestleMania, because he is doing a great job at being the United States champion. Now, these open challenges are getting boring, but he is doing a good job. His promos ain't lacking. He's not doing anything bad on the show. They just need to give him better stuff, which hence Trick Williams. But again, for me, I have no problem with Carmelo Hayes at all. The U.S. Open Challenge needs to go away. Now, having said that, this is the reason why. So Carmelo Hayes comes out, his music is out there. His music is playing, he's out there after he come back from a commercial break. Carmelo Hayes' opponent is El Julio del Dr. Wanger Jr. I have no idea who the hell this is. Apparently this person's from AAA. And I don't care that he's from AAA. Carmelo Hayes won this match. Can you be any predictable? You know damn well that El Julio de Dr. Wagner Jr., no disrespect to say your name in a bad way, but he was never going to win the United States Championship. So at the end of this match, Hayes hits nothing but net for the win. This was simple and it was predictable. Again, this company's talking about, oh, we don't want to be predictable and also stuff like that. Man, this was terrible. Not the match. The match was good. But booking him now is terrible. We know he's not going to lose the championship to Mr. Dr. Wagner. What are we doing? I've been getting calls all over the world. No, you have not. Again, I have no problem with Carmelo Hayes, but we know he's not going to lose the title to some guy named Dr. Wagner from AAA. They went in the match again. Carmelo Hayes, he won. After the match, we get Hayes and Wagner. They shake hands. Good, congratulations to both of them on a good match. It was still predictable. This is where my fumes start to rise on this show. It's already heated because of Dr. Wagner coming out there. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler or anything like that. I just don't care. After that match again, we then head to the back, where Kathy Kelly's with Ian Dragunov. And this is where my blood starts to boil, because if you guys are new here, Ian Dragunov has no character to me. And when I say he has no character, there is nothing intriguing about Ian Dragunov. People like him because he can wrestle. That's fine. He's a great wrestler. What is his character? Turn your headphones down if you need to, because I'm on one today. What is this guy's character? He has none. There is no character with Ian Dragunov. Except he's some astute dude who thinks that he's better than everybody else. And comes out here thinking that, oh man, we all gotta just mask in his damn glory because he thinks he's that great. He has no character except for he stands backstage, standing in a suit and cutting promos, telling Carmelo Hayes to go out there and be great. And I'm glad whoever wrote Carmelo Hayes' lines or who tells him what to do, that Carmelo says, I don't need your motivation, I'm the champ. What has Ian Dragunov done to earn this role of being some astute snob in the storyline? He's boring. Ian Dragunov is boring. And if you watch this show, you know that he's boring. So Kathy Kelly's backstage interviewing Ian Dragunov, and he tells Kathy he never wants to be other people and accept a title match if he keeps losing. Ian Dragunov then tells Kathy that he learned from the greatest warrior he's ever known. This is where I roll my goddamn eyes. I learned from the greatest warrior known, my mother. Duh, this is just, I don't understand this. From the greatest warrior I've ever known, my mother. Are you serious? Even if that's the truth, man, say something else. I know, Brandon, you criticizing him for saying this promo, man. You guys just don't get it. I have no problem in person. This ain't personal. This is about storyline and booking and writing of the show. I learned from the greatest warrior I've ever known, my mother. That fell flat. Ain't nobody cheer for this. He's supposed to be some tough-ass, hard-ass competitor, and the strongest warrior I know is my mother. And the way he said it, I'm like, man, get this dude off my damn screen, man. What are we doing? No disrespect to his moms. I'm not disrespecting anybody's mother or anything like that. But I'm just saying, the way he said it, I'm like, come on, man. I already see through this promo. I see through it already. That's why I'm being critical. Not because he said it's obviously his mother, but the way he said it. Lord have mercy. Anyway, so Ian Dragunov says he sacrificed and carried the weight of the entire world on his shoulders. Ian then says when people call him a warrior, it means a lot to him. Ian then says until he can become a warrior again, he will wait. Are you out of your mind? Who's writing this? Until he becomes a warrior again, I'm gonna wait. Man, there might not be another opportunity for you. Whoever wrote this, you are horrible. You are terrible, whoever wrote this. The Miz then shows up and says, in his day, he was taught to always say yes. The Miz then says Hayes offered him a title match and Ian Dragunov said no. Kit Wilson, oh my goodness, he shows up and tells Ian Dragunov that his masculinity is toxic. Ian Dragunov then says fighting is always the answer and he walks away. The Miz then tells Kit he got this and he walks away. A boring segment starred by Ian Dragunov, who has no damn character. Enough of Ian Dragunov on SmackDown. I've had it. If you're not going to give him a character and book him the proper way, then I don't want to see this dude on my television. And it's the same thing with Kit Wilson. Saying toxic all the damn time. And by the way, I just want to say this too. If Kit Wilson, his little persona, at least he has something going for himself. If this was flipped the other way, and somebody was poking at his character for being a feminist, WWE would be on the nightly news every single day. If you know, you know. Anyway, so that promo and that backstage segment was boring, and my blood is already boiling after yelling about Ian Dragunov. We then see Nick Aldis with Damian Priest, and my blood is boiling even more. We see Nick Aldis with Damian Priest. Priest says he heard he has a match tonight, and R-Truth shows up. R-Truth tells Priest that he's in big trouble, and they both are in trouble. Aldis tells him they are both in a tag team turmoil match. Priest then says winning the tag team title sounds pretty good for him, and he thanked Nick Aldis. Then they walk away, and Drew McIntyre shows up. Drew then tells Nick Aldis that he had a chance to calm down and to be reasonable. We'll get to the R-Truth and Damian Priest thing. I just want to read the rest of this. To be reasonable. Drew then says he is the face of the brand, and they made an agreement when he won the title that there would be no rematch for Cody Rhodes unless he wins the Royal Rumble or the Chamber. Drew then tells Aldis to make it right. Aldis then tells Drew what is unreasonable is him telling him every single week, time after time, that he was going to let things happen as they should. Aldis then says Drew went back on his word, and he went back on his. Whoever wrote that part, thank you. Because people online, oh my God, why is Cody Rhodes getting the shot? Because you kept sticking your nose in business when Nick Aldis said that he had it. That's why. Aldis then tells Drew to defend his title tonight unless he wants to forfeit the title. Drew then says it always feels like it's him against the world. Drew then says he beat Cody before and he will do it again. Drew then says the only way Cody will take the title from him is by taking it from his cold, dead hands. Now, let me stop right there for a second. That promo was fine and good. I didn't really care about that backstage segment between him and Nick Aldis. I'm glad that they explained it, that Drew McIntyre went back on his word. That's not the point, though. The point of this segment that had my blood boiling was, I told you guys in this review every single week that since Damian Priest has left Monday Night Raw, he's been absolutely doing nothing. And that he's too big of a personality to not be doing a damn thing on the show. So they put him in a tag team with R-Truth tonight, and a tag team Turmoil. And when this happened, my blood is boiling, because it's like, man, he went from winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40 to facing Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 41 to being in a tag team match with R-Truth. Now, everybody knows I love R-Truth. I just want better for R-Truth, but I also want better for Damian Priest. What are we doing here? This is terrible. That entire segment was terrible. There's no disrespect to R-Truth. I just want something better for him on his last run, man. And the same thing with Damian Priest. Enough of treating Damian Priest as if he has no talent. This company doesn't even know how to book a former world champion on a brand that has no contenders for the world title, except for Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and that's it. Damian Priest could be in the main event scene, but for some reason, they don't want to put him back in the main event scene after he was in the World Heavyweight title scene on Raw. And by the way, he helped carry Raw when he was world champion. I don't understand what they're doing. I just simply don't know what they're doing with Damian Priest. Wasting away at Damian Priest. After that, we get Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I'm not reading nothing that they said. I told you guys I like Lash Legend. I want her to continue to grow, and that she's very, very green still. But I like Lash Legend. I like her and Trick Williams. But this entire promo was absolutely terrible. The way that they was coming across in this promo was absolutely terrible. And I defend Lash Legend, and I like Nia Jax. I do like Nia Jax a lot. She lost a lot of weight. She looks very, very great. She looks fantastic. She's been improving. I'll give her credit where it's due. I like her and Lash Legend together. They could be the bougie bully, as she likes to call herself. This is what they could continue to present. It's just Lash Legend is still kind of green, so fans are not really receptive to her in the ring-wise. Outside the ring, she's doing okay. But inside the ring, it's still to be determined. She's still getting better, so we continuously give her a little bit of leeway because she's getting better. Fine, I get that. But the promo that they did today was terrible. Nia Jax, they're 6 foot stallions, and they have this division on lock. And they're the 2 most dominant women in WWE. And the Nia says they're generous champions and all challengers welcome and blah, 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 blah. This entire promo segment was terrible. Then after this, we get Charlotte Flair to come out here because they interrupted them while they were talking because they was holding their titles up and the pyro was going off. And as soon as the pyro hit, Charlotte Flair comes out. So Charlotte Flair comes out with Bliss. Bliss says she is happy for Nia that she comes with another person and ride another person's coattails to the top. Bliss says the only reason they lost the titles was because they cheated in their match against the Kabuki Warriors. Charlotte says if they want challengers, they are looking at the next ones in them. And this is where my blood goes up to another level. If you guys have been watching my review, what have I been saying for weeks? I'll give you a hint. It has something around with Bullia. It's Julia and Kiana James being together as a tag team that has my blood boiling. Now listen, Kiana James has been doing a fantastic job since the Royal Rumble. She was really impressive. I have no problem with her. I have a problem with her and Julia being together and them not doing anything with the Women's United States Championship. How many weeks do we have to go continuously seeing Julia with the Women's United States Championship on her waist and them not do a damn thing with her? Why? What is the point of having this championship? I come on here every single week and I tell you guys, this company needs to take the Women's United States Championship and the Women's Intercontinental Championship and combine them together and rename it the Women's European Championship and have it go across both brands. This is a complete waste of a title belt in this company. Kiana James and Julia should nowhere near be each other. Now, Kiana James comes out and says, who pinned Bliss at the Chamber? It was her. Kiana says they plan to go to WrestleMania one way or another. She then says 2 weeks ago, who did she pin? She pinned Charlotte Flair and blah, blah, blah. I don't care nothing about this. The reason why I don't care nothing about this is because why is Kiana James and Julia in a tag team to begin with? So now after that, they basically tell Kiana James, tells Charlotte and Bliss to do them a favor and to step aside. And they're out there arguing, and I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime people go out there and argue, you know what happens? A match happens. So as soon as they go out there and they start arguing, Nick Aldis says, this is SmackDown, and on SmackDown we compete, and we fight. So there's going to be Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Kiana James and Julia. And I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, we're going to see this. Joe Testore commentary. This match is determine, who might be that number one contenders. Might be number one contenders. And of course, you guys know who won this match. Flair hits Julia for natural selection and they win. So who won? Charlotte and Bliss. Do I have a problem with them winning the match? No. Do I have a problem with this match being booked to begin with? Yes, I do, because it was just a waste of time. Instead of having Charlotte Flair do something better at WrestleMania, you're putting her in a tag team. Now, I do like Bliss a lot. I do like Bliss. I have no problem with Alexa Bliss. However, there needs to be something better with these women. This is why I said the WWE should never took the IC title off of Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch should have retained the IC title. Rhea Ripley goes to SmackDown. Charlotte Flair goes to Raw and challenges Becky Lynch for the women's IC title. Io Sky goes to SmackDown and faces Julia at WrestleMania for the Women's United States Championship, and you would have Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill because Bianca Belair was not out. How simple is that? You could even say, hey, listen, guys, Charlotte Flair is coming over to Raw because Rhea Ripley is going to SmackDown and we did a trade. Then you could say Io Sky is going to SmackDown and we did a trade with another talent on the roster. So Io Sky goes to SmackDown to booster that division, and you could take somebody from SmackDown and put them on Raw. Ta-da! It's a scripted show. After that, we did see a Jelly Roll cameo. And he comments on Randy Orton when the champion says he'll be at SmackDown next week. I ain't care nothing about that. We move on to Kathy Kelly to stop backstage to talk to Cody Rhodes, and she asks about this match. Cody says he wants to point to that damn sign again. Cody then says the only thing that remains is Drew McIntyre. Cody then says he hopes that the next time they speak, Kathy will be talking to the new champion. Sami Zayn then shows up and says things have been icy the last few weeks. Sami then says Cody isn't trying to get inside. He isn't trying to get inside Cody's head, rather. Sami then says it is crazy that this match is happening. Cody then says he wants to know what is crazy. And this is where my blood continuously just keeps boiling. And here's why. So then Sami goes on to say that Cody beat him and he will let the way Cody won go. So Cody pinning him, he let that go. Sami then says Cody lost the Elimination Chamber, but he's still getting another chance. Sami then says he isn't getting a second chance. Cody then says Sami sounds like he's politicking, for a title match. Sami then says Cody, if he's trying to be self-serving, so Sami Zayn is really getting mad here, to snake his way into a title match. Cody then says he doesn't know, and he asks Sami to tell him. Sami then says he doesn't know. He then says he came here to say good luck, and it turned into all of this. Sami then says he is rooting for Cody. Sami then tells Cody to do what he does and becomes champion. Sami then slaps 2 water bottles again. I'm tired of this storyline already. Now, what you're going to say is, well, Brandon, you talk about booking, you talk about storylines, and you want this to be great, and you want to continuously build up guys in the company. Okay, fine, they're doing it with Sami Zayn. Here's my counter to that assertion. My counter is this. Y'all acting like Sami Zayn don't know what it's like to be a heel. He literally pulled Kevin Owens off of a table and let Shane McMahon jump off a Hell in a Cell. He betrayed the bloodline for Kevin Owens, and he betrayed Kevin Owens for the bloodline at Survivor Series. We're sitting up here acting as if he doesn't know what it's like to be a bad guy. He was a bad guy for years. He was a heel for years. And we're sitting here acting as if he doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, it has to be the right way. I'm fighting with myself. Dude, give me a break with this damn storyline. Is this what the best we come up with? Him being aggravated every single week? And by the way, when he came onto this segment, the crowd booed him, and rightfully so. I'm sick of this Sami Zayn storyline. I can't get it done. I don't want to get it done. I can't get it done. I'm trying to get it done, but I can never ever win. Are you out of your minds with this crap? I am tired of this Sami Zayn storyline. It's always, we gotta feel bad for Sami. That's why the crowd's booing him. The crowd is booing him because nobody feels bad for him. Cody Rhodes is getting another chance because Drew McIntyre kept screwing him after Nick Aldis told him to chill out. Is this not similar for you fans out there who complain about Cody Rhodes getting the shot? Sami Zayn, do you not watch the show? Did you not just see the segment? Do they act like as if these wrestlers don't watch the show and they don't know what happened earlier on in the night? I didn't care about the segment at all. I don't give a damn about Sami Zayn trying to be WWE champion again. It doesn't make any damn sense. I just don't care. This story's been told to death over and over again. Now he's having a maniac episode because he wants to be champion and he doesn't know how to pull the trigger when he's done it before. Do they act like we're stupid? Lord have mercy. After this, we get Faxium and the Motor City Machine Guns. The last time the Motor City Machine Guns, because I looked this up, because I want to be sure, because I haven't heard their entrance theme in a long time. The last time we saw the Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown was in a Thanksgiving brawl with the Wyatt Six. Or whoever it was. Or was it the MFTs? I'm not even sure. I forgot already. This tag team division is so bad that they have Damian Priest and R-Truth teaming up. Let me read you who was in this match. The Motor City Machine Guns, one of the best tag teams to ever lace them up in this business, is being reduced to this. They haven't wrestled since November, as I said before. So the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus Faxion to start off the match. Then the Wyatt Six, who's boring. And then Los Garza, who hasn't been on the show in a long time, versus R-Truth and Damian Priest. Sabin's foot was on the ropes and Garza makes their way down to the ring. They basically... Faxion pinned the Motor City Machine Guns, which is just an embarrassment. So you can have the Motor City Machine Guns lose. So they put his foot on the rope. They basically knocked it off. It doesn't really matter. This match is absolutely terrible. Nobody cares about this damn division because this company makes it so that you guys don't care about this division. I swear, man, if I had the pin, man, this would be so much better, man. After that, Los Garza comes out. They make their way down to the ring, even though nobody cares about their tag team. So after this, Frazier and those guys lost to the tag team of Los Garzas. They lost, and the Weisses came out, and then the MFTs cost them their match, which basically came down to Los Garzas versus R-Truth and Damian Priest. Let me just give you guys a quick second to think of who won this match. Oh, we're back. R-Truth hits an attitude adjustment, and Damian Priest hit the South Heaven for the double pin and the win. So the new number one contenders is R-Truth and Damian Priest. Give me a damn break. After that, we then see Randy Orton walking in the back, and Sami Zayn stops him and tells him that he is proud of what Randy said. Sami then asks Randy about the Elimination Chamber and asks Randy how does he do this. Another sympathizable segment for Sami Zayn. He then says, you talk about Cody like your best friend, but you drop him when he turns his back. Didn't you not do that to Kevin Owens? I feel like I'm losing my mind on this review tonight. Did he not do the same thing to Kevin Owens when he was a part of the Bloodline? Do they honestly think that we forgot what he did at Survivor Series and War Games? When he hit the low blow on Kevin Owens, and hit the haluva kick, and won the match for the Bloodline? So him asking Randy how does he do it, and having a confliction, I just saw you do it in 2000. This is ridiculous. I saw you do this in 2023 or 2024. Whichever year it was. I just saw you do it. So basically, he drops him when he turns his back. Randy then tells Sami that sometimes you gotta be selfish. Sami then asks if that makes you a bad person. He got in his face. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna even comment any further. Let me just continue with this on because it's making my blood boil even when I'm sitting here reading it to you guys. Randy then says it makes him a 14-time world champion. Sami then wishes Randy Orton good luck again at WrestleMania. Randy then tells Sami he believes in him, and Sami needs to believe in himself. He then suggests that Sami listen to the voices in his head. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega pop up on a television screen. They basically stop by to tell Sami it is the nature of the beast. Who gives a damn? And in this segment between Randy Orton and Sami Zayn, I ain't care nothing about it again. I don't feel sympathy for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn knows what it's like to be a heel. He knows what it's like. He just did it. I'm done off of this dude. And now we get to another segment that was the worst segment of the night. We get Jade Cargill makes her way down to the ring. Rhea Ripley then makes her way down to the ring. Rhea starts off by saying that she says she was going to be here and she is here. Rhea then tells Jade, since she appears to have a lot to say, why not come out here and say it to her face? Jade then makes her way down to the ring. I got that wrong. Obviously, Rhea Ripley came out, then Jade came out. The champion comes out last. My bad. Jade then enters the ring and offers a handshake, and Rhea shakes it. Jade then says she gave her a handshake because she respects Rhea. Jade then says she respects all of her accomplishments and how people love her. Jade then says she respects that she is facing her WrestleMania. Jade then says she respects the work that Rhea put in the gym. Jade then says she is not impressed. Jade then says your arms are big, but hers are bigger. Jade then says your legs are muscular and powerful, but hers is more powerful. Jade then says she is more worthy of being WWE Women's Champion. Jade then says she will beat the hell out of Rhea. Jade then says because she is that bitch. I told you guys for many, many months before I get to the rest of this that I like Jade Cargill a lot. That she is green, just like Last Legend, they're still green. That I thought Rhea Ripley had to win the Women's Elimination Chamber so that she can give Jade Cargill her best match on the WrestleMania card. Fine, no problem with that. But it's time. They're going to take the belt off of Jade Cargill, and I fear for her career afterwards. They see her as a huge star, but her being WWE Women's Champion won't happen again until she makes drastic improvements. I defend her all the time. I like Jade Cargill and her attitude and her presentation. But this promo segment between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill made you not excited for WrestleMania. Now, people are going to say, well, you went with the easy pick in Rhea Ripley. No, they had to do Rhea Ripley because she's going to bring Jade Cargill to her best match at WrestleMania. That's all this is about at this point, is Jade Cargill wrestling a good match at WrestleMania. Other than that, nobody else is going to care. But Jade Cargill has something to prove at WrestleMania, not Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is certified already. Jade Cargill has to have a great match, or this is going to all go up in flames. Rhea Ripley had to win, you guys. There was no other choice. Raquel Rodriguez is not going to give the same match with Jade Cargill as Rhea Ripley. The same thing with Bliss, Kiana James, anybody. They're not going to have any other women step into the role unless it was Bianca Belair, but she's hurt, so Rhea Ripley is going to take her spot. And that's exactly what happened. She had to win. So Rhea then offers her a handshake to Jade, and Jade shakes it. Rhea then tells Jade she respects her honestly. Rhea then says she knows what Jade thinks about her, and she might not impress Jade physically. Rhea then says Jade does impress her physically. Rhea then says Jade's shoulders may be bigger than hers. Rhea then says maybe your arms are too. Rhea says maybe your legs are also. Rhea then says maybe your hand is too. Rhea, or head, whoever transcribed this, put hand is too. Rhea then says, but if you hit her with your best shot, do you think she will go down and stay down? So it must have been hand, excuse me. Rhea then laughs and says no. Rhea then says, if she hits Jade with hers, there is no way you're getting back up. Rhea then says, the difference between you and me is that your body is built for show. Rhea then says hers is built for fighting. Rhea then says you work out so you are more aesthetically pleasing. Rhea then says she works out to survive and thrive in this business. Rhea then says you can flex all you want because she is going to fight. Rhea then says she will take that title and she would take it with force. Rhea then says there is not a damn thing you can do about it because she is that bitch. Rhea then drops the microphone. Me reading that gave that no justice. That segment was the worst that it can be. And I like these two women. I champion these two women. But I have to be unbiased like I say I did. This segment did not hit, and it was an embarrassment for both of them. And whoever wrote these promos between each other, absolutely not. It was horrible. And my blood continues to rise. As a matter of fact, that segment was bad. Wait till you guys hear this. We then see Johnny Gargano on the crate, and Alex Shelley asks Candice what is wrong with him. Chris Sabin then shows up and wants to know why the first thing Alex did is when they lost is to talk to Johnny. Alex and Sabin then discuss how they got eliminated. They basically walk off. Candice LeRae then tells Johnny he cannot do this. She then says he has to be Johnny wrestling again. Johnny then sits up and says Candice is right. He then says they are going to the ring. We then see another promo or backstage vignette from Uncle Howdy for like the 6th or 7th or 8th week in a row, which again, I don't know why they continue to keep doing this. We then see Uncle Howdy interrupt, and he tells Solo Sikoa he puts his family members in compromised positions without understanding the consequences. He then says, you have something that does not belong to you. He will continue until he gets it back. He then says, your family will look over his shoulders and run. This is absolutely terrible. I don't give a damn about the Wyatt Six. I told you guys for months and months and months that Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy, is trying too much to be like Bray Wyatt. There would never be another Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was that special. Stop trying to be like Bray Wyatt because you're not Bray Wyatt. I understand you're paying homage and tribute to him, but enough. Just be Uncle Howdy and be yourself. The MFTs and Uncle Howdy storyline, or the Y6 storyline rather, has been going on for so long that we truly don't give a damn. And the company knows that we don't give a damn. But because they are lazy, they have nothing else to write. And this is why I criticize the booking every single week when I'm up here. A disgrace. After that boring ass promo, we get Johnny Gargano's inside the ring. He says he's one of the best wrestlers in the world and he hates pretending he is not. Johnny then says he wants everyone to remember who he is and it is time for him to remember who he is. Johnny then says he needs to be Johnny Wrestling again and it starts tonight. Johnny says he is making an open invitation to anyone in the locker room to come to the ring. Oba Femi's music hits and he makes his way down to the ring. This is basically a squash match. He squashed Johnny Gargano. This match starts off with Oba catching Johnny and he chops him. Oba then hits a running uppercut into the corner followed by 4 more. Oba then hits a toss powerbomb and he hits a sit-out powerbomb for the win. The winner of this match is Oba Femi. The winner of this, like I said, was Oba Femi. This was absolutely terrible. Johnny Gargano needs to leave WWE and go to AEW. I'm tired of seeing him on my TV. What was this for? What was this for? What was the purpose? To put Oba Femi on TV? You might as well just put a promo vintage or a vintage in the backstage area of him. Or cut a vignette or whatever it is called at this particular point because I'm angry right now. This was absolutely terrible. What was the point of this? Again, okay, you know what? I know what this was. This was filler because they have nothing else to book. So they gave you nothing but laziness. We then head to the back where Michin, oh my God, I've seen enough. We head to the back where Michin takes that damn kendo stick and stops Jade Cargill from walking and asks her if she forgot. Jade then ask why did she let Rhea get in front of the line. This is what Michin is asking Jade Cargill. Now, let me stop for a second. What do you mean, why would she let Rhea get in front of the line? She won the Women's Elimination Chamber. Who gave you this promo? So after that, because I'm getting so annoyed right now, after that, Jade then tells Michin that she will face her next week. Why are we doing this? I told you guys, I love BFAB. BFAB is standing on the side, by the way, which again, this company is doing nothing with BFAB. Why is BFAB not getting this opportunity to continuously improve in the ring? We know what Michin is. I'm going to say this every single week, every time she's on TV. She said it herself. She does not connect with the crowd. Why is that? Because the character is boring. Her character is boring. And she's boring. It's not personal. It's about professional wrestling. Her character is boring and she's not interesting. BFAB is more interested in my opinion. And BFAB, they need to continuously push her on. I don't even know what to do. Just let her sit backstage for all I care. At this point, it is what it is. After that, we get another backstage segment. We then see Nick Aldis walking backstage in air. He is stopped by Danhausen. Yes, that's right. The one who had the most terrible debut in WWE history, even though it's not his fault. I'm not going to put that on Danhausen. So Danhausen shows up. He shows Nick Aldis a piece of paper asking him to be in Hall of Fame, waiting for a mentor. Aldis says he is not. That's not really his job for that. Aldis then walks and finds The Miz. He then shakes his hand and Miz tells him he's trying to help superstars. Aldis then thanks The Miz for that and tells him he has someone for him to mentor. He then says it is a brand new WWE superstar and Danhausen shows up. Again, he was right behind him the whole time. He then extends his hand to shake The Miz. Miz tells Aldis he needs someone who can mentor, someone who could teach, master, inspire, and zone. Aldis then walks away. Miz then tells him he won't mentor him. Danhausen tells him if he doesn't, he will be cursed. And to remember what happened to Dominic Mysterio on Monday, and then the Miz turns around and Danhausen disappears. It's a little funny little segment, haha, kiki, whatever case may be. I didn't really give a damn about it. Again, I have no problem with Danhausen. Let Danhausen do his thing, but that debut was absolutely terrible by the company. It's not his fault. It was the company's fault, not his. It is announced next week that Jade Cargill faces Michin in a non-title match, which nobody wants to see that match. We then get Jelly Roll will be on SmackDown next week. I don't know why anybody asked for that. Shout out Jelly Roll. He lost a lot of weight. Congratulations to him, but nobody cares about that. And we will have a contract signing for the Undisputed WWE Championship title match between either Cody Rhodes or Drew McIntyre against Randy Orton next week for the contract signing. After that, we then get a video package for Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Cody Rhodes makes his way down to the ring for the main event of the night, and Drew McIntyre follows. So we get midway through this match. Cody then goes up top, and he leaps over Drew McIntyre. Drew then swings Cody around, and he almost hit the referee. Drew then stops short of the referee in the corner. Drew then hits an elbow on Cody Rhodes. Drew then pulls the referee in the way of the beautiful disaster kick that Cody Rhodes is going to do off of the rope. Drew then goes for the future shock, but Cody Rhodes escapes. Drew then hits a back belly drop. Cody then hits a boot and a punch. Drew then hits a chop. Cody then hits a crossroads, but the referee is still out, so he basically didn't go for the pin. Cody then signals for a new referee, and he makes his way down to the ring, but Drew hits a claymore and gets a near fall. Drew then looks at the new referee, and Drew backs him into a corner. Drew then sends Cody Rhodes shoulder first into the ring post. He did that twice. Drew then sends Cody into the ring post a second time. Drew then does not appreciate the way the referee is talking to him, basically telling him that Cody Rhodes kicked out on 1, 2, 3, which I don't know what they was trying to do with this. They had the referee in his face. He's like, he kicked out. You established that already. They basically did this so they can get the second referee out, which he basically hit the referee with a headbutt. And by the way, the first spot with Charles Robinson, when Cody Rhodes tried to hit the basically beautiful disaster or kick the referee and Drew McIntyre moved out the way, I knew that they were trying to set up a referee spot with Charles Robinson. I'm sitting there wondering, like, man, what are we doing? You know, we can see this coming. You guys do know this is right. So that was really a bad spot, but okay, then he headbutts the other referee. Drew then goes to the floor and gets a chair. Drew then brings the chair into the ring, and he prepares to hit Cody, but Jacob Fatu takes the chair. Jacob Fatu ran out, took the chair from him. Cody then gets a roll up for a near fall. Drew then hits a future shock, and he sets up for a Claymore. Drew then misses the Claymore completely. Cody sets up for a double jump Cody cutter, and he hits it. Cody then hits a crossroads for the win. The winner of this match and new undisputed WWE champion is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. After the match, Cody Rhodes points at his sign with pyro going off, and he celebrates and stands tall as the show comes to a close. So now we know who's going to face each other at WrestleMania. It's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, probably in the Night 1 main event. Now, my overall thoughts about that main event is I'm glad Cody Rhodes is going to be champion, but there's one thing I did want to criticize. Drew McIntyre should never win this championship, and I knew I was right all this time. I said I'm going to give it a chance, but I didn't like that booking at all. The reason why I did not like the booking because I knew that they had to get Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania again. Why? Because he is the top guy in the company right now, especially when Roman Reigns ain't there. I told you guys this was a bad decision to put the belt on Drew. They should have just let Cody Rhodes hold it until WrestleMania, and then you have Randy Orton win the Elimination Chamber, and after you have him in the Chamber, you can start the feud right after the Chamber. But instead, we had to get this whole thing with Drew McIntyre, and by the way, I'm going to skip past what I was going to say because I'm going to get to the real thing of this all. The reason why, supposedly, allegedly, that they took the championship off of Drew McIntyre is because he's filming a movie after WrestleMania. If that is true, this company should be ashamed of themselves. Because there's no way that you guys don't know that he has a movie coming up in a couple of months from when he won the WWE Championship and still gave him time knowing that he has to drop it before WrestleMania. Are you guys out of it? I've been saying, are you guys out of your mind this entire night? This company's booking has been absolutely a disgrace to professional wrestling. And by the way, Paul Heyman, whenever you do an interview, stop saying WrestleMania 43 has to be better than 42. We should be booking from WrestleMania backwards. I don't want to hear that. You can't book backwards because things happen. Trying to say, oh, we book it. No, you guys don't know how to book a damn thing in this company. Drew McIntyre should have never won his championship knowing that he has to do a movie. Cody Rhodes should have kept it. We all know Seth Rollins is hurt. Cody Rhodes should have kept the title until WrestleMania when Randy Orton beats him to get his 15th championship, and then Cody Rhodes can face him again at SummerSlam, have this long feud going into the summertime, and then have him beat Randy Orton to become a 3-time champion. Now, say if what happens if Cody Rhodes goes to WrestleMania and beats Randy Orton, or I'm sorry, Randy Orton goes to WrestleMania and beats Cody Rhodes, and then they feud to SummerSlam, and Cody Rhodes wins the championship again. Do you know how pissed off people are going to be? That he's going to be a 4-time champion since 2024, 25. That's in 3 years he won the title 4 times. It doesn't bother me none because I love Cody Rhodes, even though I think he should turn heel. But still, you guys are setting up Cody Rhodes to be booed out of the building at WrestleMania, man. Like he was last year against John Cena. It's the same place. They should have never put the belt on Drew McIntyre. They should have kept it on Cody Rhodes this entire time. But because this company doesn't know how to book and they're so predictable, but they didn't want to be predictable when they took the belt off of Cody Rhodes, that they wanted a surprise moment for Drew McIntyre to win just for him to drop the belt tonight. Are you out of your mind? This show was abysmal. My letter grade for this show is an F+. And the only reason why they get a plus is because of the main event. Other than that, this entire show was garbage. So let me know in the comment section down below how you guys feel about this show tonight. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Did you guys like the show? Did you dislike the show? What didn't you like on the show? And what did you like on the show? You may have a difference of opinion as me, but it's okay. This is an open space for you guys to vent your frustration. So please put it down in the comment section down below. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content headed your way. Share with your friends and family so we help the channel continue to grow. Until next time, guys, see you real soon.